Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is a cold, rainy, windy day, so what better to do than to play with makeup. Today I wanted to do a look using products that nobody ever uses anymore. Products that everybody used to talk about, products that everybody had to have, but now nobody uses them. I was looking through my collection and I have a lot of things that I really enjoy using, but I see nobody talk about them. So I decided to do a video dedicated to those products, and maybe I can inspire you to use some of your old palettes as well. I zoomed you guys a bit closer because we're gonna start with the eyes, and for eyeshadow primer I'm going to use the NYX High Definition eyeshadow base. I remember when I first started watching YouTube videos, everybody used to use this eyeshadow primer, and it's a great little primer that doesn't break the bank. The eyeshadow palette that I want to use today is the infamous Naked 2 palette. I remember when this first came out, the internet actually broke. Everybody went mad. That was the brush falling out. If you don't have it or you don't remember, this is what the palette looks like. There is 3 matte shades and the rest are shimmery shades, so I believe that is one of the reasons not many people reach for it anymore, but I love the shadows nonetheless. And I do still have the brush that it came with. It's a bit flimsy now because I have used it a bit, but it'll still get the job done. Jumping right in, I want to use the shade Foxy, which is a nice no color color as I call them, and I'm going to put that all over the lid just so we have an even landscape, if you will. Now ironically, I don't have the Naked 1, but I do have all the other Naked palettes, so I kind of feel like I have to buy the first one to complete the set. Is anybody else like this? Now we have put that shade all over the lid, and I'm gonna go in with Tease, which is the only matte kind of neutral shade, which will look great in the crease. I'm not a professional makeup artist, so I just do what I think looks good on me, especially for my eye shape because I have hooded eyelids, so I need to bring the color a bit higher than usual, because otherwise if I close my eyes and just put it into the crease, this color, you won't be able to see it. So we're just putting the color Tease into the crease and a bit higher. I like Urban Decay shadows. Some of the shimmers are a miss, but you can't get it all right, can you? I think I want to grab the color YDK, which is this one over here, and put that on the outer corner. And then we might use Chopper, which is this one, and put it in the inner part of the lid. I am actually going to use the brush that it came with. So starting with YDK, which is the darker color, I'm going to put that on the outer half of the lid. And if you ever feel there's no impact on a shadow, just use a bit of Fix Plus. That'll make all the difference. I feel that this looks definitely better with Fix Plus than without. Moving on to the other eye. For the longest time, I didn't like to wear eyeshadow because of my hooded eyes. And I felt whenever I tried to copy a look of somebody, it never looked the same, and then I kind of gave up. But now I'm learning to embrace my hoodedness and try to make the best of it, and I really enjoy wearing eyeshadow now. It's actually my favorite thing to buy. And as you can see, we do have a bit of fallout, so I'm just gonna wipe that away. This is why I also recommend doing your eyeshadow first. Next, I'm gonna take a flat top brush and use the color Chopper, which is this one right over here. I definitely prefer a shimmery eyelid look to a matte one, so that's why I'm not mad that most of these shadows are shimmery. I feel this look would benefit a little bit from a liner, but I'm not going to do a winged liner. I'm going to use the Rimmel Scandaleyes Eye Kajal. I think this is how you people call it. And I remember everybody used to use these all the time as well. I do have the black one and I do have the nude one for the waterline, but I feel the product in the waterline just fades like that. So I don't really use that one. And maybe that's why people don't use these anymore, because they're not that long wearing. But on the lid, where I'm gonna put it now, it stays on the whole day. And I'm just gonna draw a very thin line I'm not gonna wing it out or anything. Just gonna leave it like that. You could use black, but I feel brown looks better with this. And you don't need to be very precise because this color just blends in with the other shadows, and I just poked myself in the eye. We're gonna do foundation and then we're gonna do brows. For foundation, we're gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. I feel when this foundation came out, everybody had it. Everybody bought it, everybody reviewed it, and everybody loved it. But now, I don't hear anybody talk about it. Of course, there's so many new products coming out every day. As a regular person, you don't have 50 different foundation. You still have that one Charlotte Tilbury foundation that you bought. And because nobody ever talks about it, you might get the impression that nobody likes it anymore. But no, it's still a great foundation. I have it in the shade 4. And if my memory doesn't let me down, I think this shade was a bit too dark for me. So we might need to lighten that up with some concealer. I don't wear foundation anymore that often because it ages me. It makes me look 10 years older. Yeah, that does look a bit dark. We'll see. I'll dot it on my face. See, we might be able to get away with it. For blending out, I'm going to be using the Sigma F80 flat top. The Sigma brushes are also items that nobody talks about anymore. A few years ago, Sigma brushes were the only brushes that people used. But this brush is still amazing. I've had it for a few years and it's still brilliant. When I hold this brush, I feel it's good quality. It's heavy. The bristles are nice and dense, and it just puts the product on your face really lovely. What do we think? Does it match? I think I need to put a bit more on my neck, but actually we can use bronzer to darken up the neck. I feel with one pump you get a medium coverage, but this is definitely a foundation that you can build up to a full coverage. And slowly but surely I can see it starting to settling into my fine lines. So this is why I don't really use foundation. I just stick to powder foundation. I have 3 concealers here that I feel people don't talk about anymore. One is my favorite MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer. Then we have NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Remember this one? And we also have NYX HD Concealer. All of these concealers have been loved by a lot of YouTubers, but I just don't hear anybody talk about them anymore. Not sure which one I'm gonna use. I will probably use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer just because I haven't used it in a very long time. This is in the shade Vanilla. And we're just gonna do that little triangle thing that everybody does. I'm surprised I still have some left. Maybe we'll just highlight. I'm gonna use the Beauty Blender to blend this out. But people still love the Beauty Blender. This one does not seem to go out of style. It has a lot of competition, but nobody seems to be able to knock it out of the park. To set the under eye, I'm gonna use a palette that when it came out, I feel that everybody went bananas, and now nobody uses it. And it is the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. I will be honest, I haven't used this much. I've only used it probably once or twice. The packaging is just bulky, and that's why I don't reach for it. But I'm gonna use this powder to set underneath my eye. I don't have a small brush to put it underneath my eyes, so we're just gonna go with this fluffy brush. So far my skin looks pretty flawless. That powder worked okay, I guess. I have to wear it a little bit longer to give it a full review, but first impressions are great. I feel like I want to set my face, so I'm gonna be using MAC Studio Fix. Now I believe people still talk about this because this is just so good. I have not found a powder foundation that can hold a candle to it. Is that why you say it? Can't hold a candle to it? Anyway, I have not found a better powder foundation. This will wear so beautifully without foundation and concealer, and that is what I use on a day-to-day basis. You can see how much I love this. I mean, it's practically gone. I need to go pick up another one. And if you're wondering, mine is in NC25. This is kind of the perfect shade for me. Even though my neck is currently saying, no, it's not, it's too dark. But who cares? I can just wear a turtleneck next time. My skin is looking pretty good right about now. Just gonna zoom you in and show you how flawless everything looks at the moment. If I keep doing this, that foundation is going to settle into those lines, so I'm just gonna keep a relaxed face. I'm gonna keep you guys zoomed in a bit more because we're gonna do the brows now. I don't have a ultimate brow product that people used to love and not anymore, so we're just gonna be using a random little wax pencil and the e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. You can use any wax pencil that you like. Wet n Wild has a great one. I've been really enjoying this brow pencil from e.l.f. It doesn't break the bank and the color is pretty much my perfect color. For the longest time I used to use powder to fill in my brows, but I feel using a brow pencil is just so much quicker. Especially in the morning when you're running late. I've tested a good few brow pencils recently, and the only thing that really is a downside for a retractable brow pencil is that they run out pretty quick. I got the Anastasia Brow Wiz and I swear it was gone after 3 weeks. And I don't have massive brows, as you can see. I just feel like they give you very little product. And it's not only the Anastasia one, I've had a few other ones as well, and they just run out very quickly. I wish they would give you like this whole tube full of product. But then you wouldn't have to repurchase it, would you? Do they look even? No? That's okay. Brows are meant to be sisters, not twins, remember that. Sometimes they will be acquaintances. Now we can go ahead and highlight underneath the brow bone. We are going to use the color Booty Call from the Naked 2 palette. Those are some names. I want to put something underneath the lower lash line as well, didn't I? We're gonna use this little smudge brush from Real Techniques, and we're gonna go in with the color Snakebite, which is this one right here. I really stabbed myself in the eye there. I can actually see a bit of shadow on my eyeball. Ow! We might even put some of this Rimmel Scandaleyes eye Kajal into the waterline. Why do I do these things? I hate things in my eye, near my eye, and now I'm gonna go put a pencil in my waterline. Makes sense. I think this is better when you warm it up first, so... This is really uncomfortable. Oh god. I think we can move on to bronzer. I have two bronzers here, which back in the day used to be these staple bronzers, but nobody uses them anymore because there's so many new products out there, but I think they're still pretty great. So the first one is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is medium deep. Why do I have medium deep? Anyway, this is what it looks like. It does look very deep in the pan, but on me it really doesn't look that deep. So we'll see if we'll use this one or if we're gonna use NARS Laguna. Remember this one? Everybody used to go crazy. I need to be careful because my one looks like this. I've used it a ton. I really like it because it has a bit of shimmer in it. I do enjoy bronzers with a bit of shimmer. I typically tend to stay away from the matte bronzers. Even if I have a matte bronzer, I just shove a ton of like shimmery blush or highlight on top of it. I don't know which one to use. Let's see how dark they look compared. See, and now the Chocolate Soleil one looks really light compared to this one. I think we're gonna use a mixture of both. I'm gonna use the Chocolate Soleil on the cheeks and we're gonna use the Laguna on the forehead. And it smells like chocolate. Now I get it, Too Faced have been in a lot of controversy. I have been binge watching those drama videos. I don't know why, I mean they're just, as they say, for entertainment purposes only. But sometimes it's good just to switch off and look at a lot of nonsense. Can't deny this bronzer is gorgeous. I look at myself in the viewfinder and it looks very orange. It's not that orange, must be the lighting. And for the forehead we're gonna use Laguna. I'm really thinking of repurchasing this. I don't tend to repurchase a lot of makeup products because I want to try new ones. Kind of contradicting yourself there now. You want to use older products and you also want to like buy new ones. It's a never-ending circle. These bronzers actually look pretty similar on the skin, no? What's your favorite type of bronzer, matte or shimmery? And what is, at the moment, your all-time favorite bronzer? I really enjoy both of these bronzers. They give you a nice healthy glow without looking too much. Next up, blush. And this is also from NARS. This is their Orgasm blush. Do you remember this? It doesn't look like I've used it much, but when I got it back in the day, I used it every day. It was the only blush I used to wear. Now, they were clever. They brought out this blush in a stick form, or was it a liquid? Liquid? Yeah, I think liquid. A liquid form. And those seem to have gone down very well with the public as well. So I might try to pick that one up. But the original NARS Orgasm blush, I think it even used to win some kind of awards, didn't it not? Anyway, I really like it. As mentioned earlier, I enjoy shimmery blushes, shimmery bronzers, shimmery everything. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. And NARS packaging, it looks so nice and sophisticated. Even though it does get a bit fingerprinty, but we'll get over it. But if shimmery blushes are not your thing, a blush that used to be in everybody's hearts is MAC's Melba. This is a nice matte pinky peachy blush. I had this blush first and then I got the NARS Orgasm, and that's when I switched up to shimmery blush. But if you're not into shimmer, check out MAC's Melba. It's amazing. For highlight, 2016, 2017 and also 2018 has all been about highlighters. We have new highlighters all the time, but I feel like the highlighting palette that took everybody by storm was the sleek highlighting palette in Solstice. I actually did a review back in the day when I first got it. I'll leave the link somewhere up here or down below if you want to go check that out. This highlighting palette was the talk of the town. When you look at it first, it's like, oh, purples and pinks, I don't know if I'm gonna use this. But actually it doesn't translate as crazy onto the cheeks as it looks in the palette. They have 3 more. There's one with something metals. There's one Cleopatra's Kiss, the newer one, but that one is quite dark, so I don't really use that much. And then they brought out a real freaky one with like blues and greens. I think it was called the Assorted Dreams palette. Now that one I don't reach for at all. I think we're gonna use my favorite one, which is this kind of like yellow one. This is the lightest of the bunch. And this highlight is from the drugstore. It's one of the best in the drugstore, I believe. And I don't wear this often enough because, again, there's so many highlights on the market. And if you want to make this highlight more intense, you can use the cream shade that is here and layer the powdery highlights on top. I'm gonna use the more orangey one on my nose. Have to be so careful with highlight because I feel you can just keep layering and layering and layering it on. We're almost there. We have mascara and lips left. For mascara, Benefit's their real mascara is the real MVP. It is amazing. It makes my lashes look so long, it's crazy. Mascara is one of those things that there is hundreds and thousands of them out there, so you rarely go back to one. But what I like about Benefit is that when you buy any of their little kits, the Benefit, their real mascara is always chucked in there. So I have a few of these mini ones and they're clever. They keep putting their mascaras in there and people will use them. Like, look at how amazing my lashes look. They are so long. I don't want to put mascara on the bottom of my lashes because I feel it would throw off the look. So we're just gonna move on to lips. For lips, I'm gonna use a product that might be a bit controversial, maybe. I don't know, I haven't seen anything on my drama channels about them anymore. A year ago or a few years ago, Gerard Cosmetics used to spam the internet. Everybody was talking about Gerard Cosmetics. I mean, of course, they sent everybody their products, so that's why everybody was talking about them. I also picked up a few of the lipsticks because, you know, they had those mega deals always on, so I was like, why not? I don't reach for them at all anymore because generally I don't use lipsticks anymore. I tend to use liquid lipsticks, and my favorite ones are from Maybelline, the matte inks. That is all I use at the moment. For the purpose of this video, let's give this guy a shot. This is in the color Nude. Looks like this. It looks a bit coral, but it's just a typical nude. Before I put that on, I'm just gonna use a lip liner. This is a MAC lip liner. I believe these are still relevant. I never wear a regular lipstick without lip liner because the staying power of a lipstick on its own is not that great. This lip liner has made my lips so dry. For anybody who is interested, this is the Pro Longwear lip pencil in double time. That's the most straightest swatch in the world. They kind of go together, no? So anyway, just gonna put on the lipstick. I don't know why I talk while putting on the lipstick. Just put on the lipstick and then talk. We made it, and this is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope this encouraged you to look into your collection and use some of the products that used to be the top of the top but nobody talks about anymore. If you like this kind of video and you want to see more, give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye!